Howdy folks, welcome back to War Thunder with the mighty Jingles. I'm flying in the Germans once again. I do love these mid-tier German aircraft. The Bf-109s are fantastic airplanes. This is a ground strike arcade battle on port, and that's a lot of bombers and ground attack aircraft on the enemy team. Now, I recorded this game about 2 weeks ago, or just less than 2 weeks ago, when it took me 9 hours to get the first win of the day with each of the 5 nations in War Thunder. And no, I'm really not making that up. It took me 9 hours one day playing this game to get 5 wins. In fact, before we get started with this one, let me show you something. There you go. That's the kind of day I'm talking about. Game after game, getting results like that. Just losing game after game after game because I just seem to be the only one who bothered going after the enemy bombers. There we go. Hero fighter. Not just fighter, hero fighter. And did I mention they were all higher tier than me? And this is hilarious. I didn't only get the most kills, I got the most assists as well. I don't know what the rest of my team were doing. And it cost me more than 30,000 credits in repairs. Just getting all these aircraft shot down for nothing because we kept losing. And we keep losing because the fighter jocks couldn't get it through their thick heads that you absolutely have to prioritise bombers as targets now, because it's, well, at the time this was filmed, so incredibly easy for bombers to win just by rushing your base. So that's the backdrop against which this game is played. And here we are on Pearl Harbor, and here I am at high altitude prioritising enemy bombers. But nobody else seems to give a shit. It's just another day in War Thunder. To be fair to Gaijin, they have changed things relatively recently. In higher tier games, bases now have a lot more health, so it's nowhere near as easy for bombers to base rush. So that, you know, they're taking steps in the right direction. And I'm not for a second claiming that Gaijin saw my area denial video and said, oh, we must do something about this. I am certainly not the only person who had been complaining about how ridiculously easy it was for bombers to end a game in minutes just by rushing a base. And I'm certainly not blaming the bomber pilots. I think it's good. It's good. I mean, bomber pilots for so long in War Thunder have been the second-class citizens of the game. And they finally have something they can do and do effectively and influence the outcome of a game. Even if it was just a little bit too easy for them to do it. But, you know, can't begrudge them actually finding a role in the game at last. If I'm going to blame anybody for the situation, it was the dipshit fighter jocks who kept insisting on farming fighter kills instead of doing their jobs and going after enemy bombers. And they're still not doing it. I still regularly find myself completely alone, just surrounded by enemy bombers 5 kilometres up. Look around for the rest of my team. Oh, there they are, 3 kilometres below me, shooting up Yak 3s. You know, nothing's changed. It's just slightly harder for the bombers now to effectively base rush. I mean, you know, Gaijin, to their credit, they tweak and try to rebalance to take into account all this sort of thing. And they have tried to do it, but, you know, you can't balance against stupid. So, you know, I just thought, fuck it. I've had enough. I'm sick of being the one, always taking one for the team. Up there alone, trying to fight back these hordes of bombers, and I've had it. Screw this team. I'm going to get me some kills as well. You know, I'm looking at the amount of ground targets that we have killed compared to the ones they have killed, and I'm looking at the ticket counter at the top, and this is another loss. So I'm just going to salvage what I can from it. So despite the fact that going after those 2 bombers has wrecked my aircraft, I've been hitting the radiator, I'm pissing oil all over the place, my engine's overheating, but I can still kill a Typhoon. I've still got all of these lovely, lovely cannons. and I've probably only got about a minute of flight time left. But let's just see what I can do. With the limited amount of flying time this old bird has left in it. So there's another 2 kills. Frankly, I'm amazed this thing's still flying. Let's see if I can get one more. P-47? No. No, he's been shot down. 0. Oh. Somebody's on my tail. Yeah, taking fire. Break. Oh, it's a Kitty Hawk. He's got a good position on me. And there's no way I'm going to outmaneuver him. Well, I might. Depends how badly damaged he is, but I'm wrecked. Oh, 0's just popped into my sights. Yeah, got him. And his engine's really starting to die now. So I'm going to try and be cheeky. Yeah, I need to land. Get the gear down. And the engine dies. No, I was never going to get away with that. Well done to the Kitty Hawk. Oh, it wasn't even the Kitty Hawk. It was an LA5. Oh, the Kitty Hawk deserved it. Right, well, yeah, we'll take a Focke-Wulf. I haven't flown these things much. They're mostly completely unupgraded. My Focke-Wulf D13 Dora, for example, believe it or not, I mean, it's one of the very first aircraft I owned. I got it with the game, and it's still on free repairs. I've flown it so little. But I'm finally, at the level with German aircraft where I have other aircraft that I can put in a lineup with the D13 and not completely be outranked by it. I'm probably going to be flying it a little more. Choice of targets here. Who to go for? Stay on the Hellcat. Yep, got him. There's somebody on me. Let's try and loop around on that Typhoon. And, oh, Jingles, why are you trying to turn fight into fight? It's arcade, shut up. It's too late anyway. So, there you go. Another terrible arcade battle in War Thunder. And you'll not be stunned to see, I came first in the team on that one as well. They were just terrible. It's not that I'm good, it's that the team was that bad. So, I thought to myself, screw it. If you can't beat them, join them. And I jumped into a bomber myself, and I thought, I'll take it for a historical battle. Boy, was that a mistake. If you thought the previous game was bad, you ain't seen nothing yet. Get a load of this team. Now, the usual disclaimers apply. Right? I'm not very good at historical battles, and I absolutely suck at bombing in historical battles. However, I am in a B-17, and it is pretty tough, and it does have a lot of 50 caliber machine guns. And those Zeros, they only have 200 rounds of ammo for their 20mm cannons, and then they're down to rifle caliber 7.7mm machine guns. So, how bad can it be? Well, one of them's having a go at me, and by some miracle my bombing isn't sucking as much as it normally is. I'm actually, well, hitting some of these ground targets. Bloody hell, who are you and what have you done with the real Jingles? Now this of course is going to be a heavily edited version of this historical battle, because it's a historical battle. There's going to be a lot of just flying to and from my airbase. So you're going to see the highlights. So far I've nailed a couple of the ground targets, and I've scored a hit on one of the enemy fighters. I have killed one of the enemy fighters. So that's nice. I'm not sure if that was the same one that I scored a hit on earlier. So potentially I've nailed some ground targets, hit one fighter, and shot another one down. And another one's having a go. Looks like another two are having a go. I've taken no damage. And I'm hammering that throttle open. There's no point in trying to gain altitude. I have to land to reload my bombs anyway. So I'm just going to stay low, hammer that throttle, run for home. And hopefully, he said, without really believing it, my team's fighters are going to do their jobs and nail their fighters. Yeah, we're going to see about that. Well, we've got 5 of them, and we've only lost 2 aircraft. It's looking quite good. Frequent visitors to my channel will know that when I say things like, it's looking quite good, a disaster of epic proportions is usually about to follow. Trust me, you're not going to be disappointed this time either. Anyway, let's just skip ahead to my landing approach. Frequent visitors to my channel will also be aware that if they want to see an epic fail, they just wait for me to try to land an aircraft. Yes, you're not going to be disappointed this time either. This was a textbook, perfect landing approach, and I swear to God, I pressed the G key to drop my undercarriage. But the game appeared to disagree. I swear I pressed the landing gear button, but nothing happened. And no, really honest, I'm not just saying that. I have no idea what happened there. It's just another Jingles fucked up landing. However, I crashed it, but I did crash it on the runway, and it is giving me a repair counter. So it's not a complete disaster. So, a short time later, fresh coat of paint on the aircraft, bombs reloaded, I get to take it out again. Looks like we've got a B-25 coming in to land and rearm as well. And the ticket counter at the top of the page is actually looking pretty good. Even though, despite the fact that 2/3 of my team were bombers, the enemy team, which mostly consisted of fighters, have killed twice the number of ground targets that we have. War Thunder, you so silly. But I'm back in the air, and I've got some big old bombs, and a very, very tough aircraft, bristling with 50 caliber machine guns, so let's see what we can do. On my way back to the target, and labouring under the misapprehension that we were actually doing quite well, I make the mistake of taking a look at the scoreboard. There's only 2 of us left. And the enemy team still have 4 aircraft. And 2 of the enemy fighters have got 2 kills each. And I'm flying right into them. Oh shit. So it's around about now where you start thinking, well, maybe they're low on ammunition. I really hope my gunners are awake. Well, here comes a Focke-Wulf 190. And I'm still nowhere near the ground targets. Oh, but my gunners are on the ball. Okay, so there's a Focke-Wulf 190. And he's brought friends. Where are the others? He's not... There they are. There's one. Now the enemy KI-61 pilot was good. I don't know if you noticed, he was on my radar, very close to my aircraft, just a couple of seconds ago, and then he disappeared. There he is. He climbed into the sun, so I lost sight of him, and then did his diving attack. That was good. That guy just came out of nowhere. And I'm leaking fuel from one of my engines. And here comes his friend. These are the two guys with 2 kills each. And it looks like they're hungry for more. Oh, and he's on fire. And he keeps getting pumped full of lead. My gunners are earning their pay today. He's not going down easily. Ah, burn, Tojo. Critted him again. And again, he's still burning. Unfortunately, this aircraft is developing... Oh, he's down. There you go. 2 kills. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the fish. Don't forget to tip your waitress. Unfortunately for me, they've done enough damage that I am finding it really, really hard to get the bomb sights over something that's worth dropping a bomb on. And now that I am over all these ground targets, the ground clutter, if you like, on the radar, means that it's getting difficult to tell what behind me is a ground target and what is a fighter. Although, to be honest, I'm at the moment just trying to keep this thing flying is more of a challenge than even considering trying to evade enemy fighters. And I'm the only one left flying. And this guy knows his business. And there's a KI-84 going for me. And that fucker Wolf 190's come back. You know what? There's another hit. Air service medals for all my gunners. They did a fantastic job. But look at the state this aircraft's in. Can I get one more kill? Yeah, that would be hilarious. Oh, one engine out, one engine on fire. I don't think I'm going to get another kill. Nah. Probably not. Not today, Jingles. Not today. So, to cut a long story short, I am still looking for my first win of the day in my Americans. And just in case you were in any doubt as to the sheer magnitude of what a disaster that game was, have a look at this. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Here we go. Fighter, bomber, and balancer in a B-17 fighter. What? Yeah, I couldn't get I could fall face first into a bucket full of wind, and I would still come out sucking on fail. I just could not get a break. So, bearing in mind everything that you've seen up till now, right? That's just the backdrop against which this game is painted. This one is the story of how I finally got my first win of the day in the British. And you can just imagine, bearing in mind what you've seen, how pissed off I was at this stage of proceedings. Remember, this is coming at the end of 9 solid hours of unmitigated failure. I was in no mood to fuck about. 9 solid hours of teams full of window-licking, tunnel-visioning morons who couldn't tell the difference between their arse and their elbow without written instructions had just left me in the mood to take no prisoners whatsoever. And you're going to see me doing all kinds of stupid, dumb shit in this replay. And the reason why you see me doing it is because I just didn't give a shit anymore. And I don't know, I just seem to play better when I'm angry. So, I'm in the Lancaster, which is never guaranteed to put me in a good mood in the first place, because it is awful. It just doesn't have any defensive armament. It's only got 3 machine gun turrets, and they're 7.7mm rifle caliber machine guns. They're just hopelessly bad. And there's a Yak 9T on my tail, and yeah, not quite sure what's going on with the rear machine gun turret, which still seems to have the machine guns attached to nothing, but there you go. So that put me in a fantastic mood. Nothing like a really shit start to a game to get the blood pumping. So I jump into the Mosquito. At this stage, I'm still determined to go after the ground targets because, it's a ground strike map. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm still trying to do what you're supposed to do. Oh, Jingles. You will learn. The Mosquito's actually pretty good now. It was terrible when I first flew it, but it's not bad now. Now, there's a whole bunch of enemy aircraft between me and my ground target. That's my ground target, right? It doesn't belong to anybody else. I call dibs on it. I'm going to kill it. And there's at least 3 enemy aircraft between me and that ground target, starting with this BF-109F. And I just don't care. One way or another, he's getting out of my way. And there's that Yak. I can't quite bring it round in time. And you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna use the speed that I built up in the dive and get these bombs away. And the enemy bombers are doing what enemy bombers do. But 2 can play at that game. While I'm reloading, I'll get some anti-aircraft guns with the 20mm Hispanos. Now, it was around about now, just as my bombs were about to reload, that I looked and realised, look at the ticket counter at the top of the screen, and look at the amount of ground targets that both teams have killed. Unfortunately, I didn't get angry enough. Instead of just blowing that IL-10 out of the sky in a fit of rage, I kept going for the target. And I paid the price. But that was the straw that broke the camel's back. That was what finally pushed me over the edge. I'd just had enough, and so I jumped into the Mustang and I went out to kill everything I could see. That was it. I wasn't playing the objective, I just wanted to destroy every enemy aircraft I could find. I was incoherent with rage at this point. And that doesn't seem to be a bad thing. Who wants some of this? BF-109? You want to get a head-on pass with my Mustang? Really? Fuck you. Who's next? Oh, you want some of this? Alright, yeah, plenty of this for everybody. There we go. Fuck you as well. And fuck the guy who flew into him. Who wants some more? You want some of this? You think you're going to take me, do you? In your Focke-Wulf 190? Really? Is that what you think? Well, fuck you too. Who's next? Oh, it's the IL-10. Here's that express delivery of fuck you ordered. And as for that Yak 9P behind you, you need to think you're clever because there's plenty of fuck you for everybody. Now, the more observant among you may have noticed, and I didn't because I wasn't paying any attention to anything other than who I was going to kill next. Just at the point where I embarked on my murderous rampage, our bombers nailed the enemy airfield, which meant that the enemy team immediately started losing tickets and lost the game. And in the 1 minute that it took for that to happen, I got a 5-kill air streak, just in a fit of rage, just killing everybody in front of me. And the ironic thing is, the second I stopped trying to play the objective and just played selfishly, we won. You couldn't make this up. And I ended up getting the Punisher award for butt raping all those higher tier aircraft, and the Fighter award for getting the most kills of anybody on the team. It just... War Thunder. You so silly. And so the secret to beating, apparently, a 9-hour-long losing streak is to get so pissed off that you flip out and turn into the Incredible Hulk in a Mustang. Not an experience I'm in any rush to repeat. As always, folks, watch your 6, and I'll catch you next time.